Hey everybody, it's me, Clinton Kelly, and you are now live in my dining room, our dining room, in the apartment that I share in New York City with my husband Damon.
Hey there.
And my dog Mary. And so we're doing a live signing here, which is awesome because I'm on a book tour next week. I wrote a book called I Hate Everyone Except You. Actually, I'm on a book tour this coming week. And I'm only one guy. I can only get to, like 7 cities across the country. So this is a great opportunity for me to be able to sign and personalize your book, no matter where you live. And you can even be watching from Canada, right? Or South America, and we can get a book to you. So that's awesome. That's why I wanted to do this. I want to thank Premier Collectibles for helping us out with this. So some of you have submitted questions already. If you go to the link, which is above us, you can order your copy of my new book, I Hate Everyone Except You, and I can sign it right here for you live on the internet. So Damon is going to be reading your questions to me, and Mary's just going to be around here like looking for treats and stuff. So like this, Mary, you want a treat? There you go. What's the first question, Damon?
All right, so the first question comes from Stormy in Kempner, Texas, and she asks, what is...
I was inspired to write this because I always wanted to be a writer. When I was 22 years old and I graduated from Boston College, I wanted to be a writer, but I was scared to death of not being able to support myself. So what I did was I went to get my master's degree in journalism so that I could write and get paid for it. And then what kept happening to me was I would work a little while in magazine publishing, and then I would get a TV job, and then I would go back to magazine publishing, and then I got What Not to Wear, and that lasted for 10 years. So my dreams of writing the great American novel never actually happened, but I was able to take some time off last year from the Chew and write this book, which is a book of essays about the crazy, awesome things that have happened to me over the years. It's not like your typical, celebrity memoir, or autobiography, which is like, I was born on a cold day in February 1969. Or it's not like a name-dropping memoir either, where I would talk about all the celebrities that I've met and stuff like that. It's just like really intimate, honest stories about my life.
About your life.
Yeah.
Great.
Next question.
Next question is coming from Lindsay from Mentor, Ohio. Pardon me if I get some of these names wrong. I have 2-year-old triplets, Luke, Paisley, and Clinton.
Oh, awesome.
Other than copious amounts of gin and wine, any suggestions on making sure they're always looking and acting fabulous?
Well, I'm certainly not the expert on raising children because we don't have any, except for this nut job, and you don't want to raise your kids the way we raise her because she's spoiled. I would say, this is my biggest piece of advice when it comes to like raising kids. Just make them feel like whatever they're doing is great. You know what I mean? Like, that's what my parents did. My sisters and I are all very different, but whatever it was that we were interested in, they were really interested in as well. And we always felt supported in whatever we did, and I thought that was awesome. And another thing I'm going to tell you, well, you have Luke, Paisley, and Clinton. I would say moms, really be careful about how you speak to your daughters about their appearance. Because I have worked with, as you guys probably know, hundreds, actually thousands of women. We did 350 What Not to Wears, and I probably made over 1,000 women. So many women remember the things that maybe mom said to them when they were younger about their appearance. Like, my mother always told me I couldn't wear red, or their brother said about them, or their dad said. And it gets lodged into kids' heads, and it's really hard to get out without therapy. And Damon's a psychologist, he would know. Yeah.
Okay, good answer. The next question comes from Natalie in Hamilton on Prince Edward Island. Do you miss working with Stacy on What Not to Wear, and do you still get a chance to work with her?
The honest truth about What Not to Wear, and I write about this in the book, there's an essay in there about my time on What Not to Wear, and I'll be honest with you that it was the hardest essay for me to write. For some reason, I just could not think of a short story to sort of encapsulate 10 incredibly important years. Do I miss doing What Not to Wear? I'm not sure I miss doing What Not to Wear, to be honest with you. It was 10 years, and we would work an entire week to make about 45 minutes of television. So we were going all over the country and trying to convince people that they looked terrible so that we could make them over to look good again. And that was hard on me. It was, you know what it was like for me. It was emotionally draining. And I was never in town, and it was kind of a drag. Did I love working with Stacy? For the most part, Stacy and I had a blast. You know, we really did have a good time working together. But after 10 years, it was sort of like she knew all my stories, I knew all of her stories, and it was sort of like, all right, see you later, kid. You know, and every time I bump into Stacy, I'm super happy to see her. But the truth is, we don't necessarily call each other up to go to brunch. Fair enough?
Fair enough. So the next question is coming from Anne in Pasadena, California.
Hey, Ann.
And she says, love you, Clinton. What inspired you to write this book, which we've already touched on, but also where did the title come from?
The title of the book, I Hate Everyone Except You, it's more about, I don't really hate anybody. I mean, there are a couple of people I hate, but we don't need to go into that. But hate's a very strong word, as you probably know. The idea behind the title was to sort of capture the mood of being with your best friend. If you've ever hung out with your best friend and you feel like life isn't exactly going your way, and like everybody's out to get you, like not in a bad way, but sort of like nothing seems to be going your way, you're hanging out with your best friend and you say to them like, oh my God, I hate everyone, except you, of course. So that's sort of the idea behind the book. It's certainly not a book about my hatred of things at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's you know, I talk about all the fantastic people who have come into my life and all these wonderful, crazy experiences. I should mention a couple things while we're here, because I forgot. We have the Golden Globes red carpet up. So if you're watching the Golden Globes red carpet, I might from time to time just talk about what somebody's wearing there. And that's Carrie Underwood right now. Yes, she looks amazing in pink. I love the ruffle neckline. She's gorgeous. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, the other thing is about the book, there's a lot going on here. So the book is, it's got some foul language. I just want to warn you about the foul language. So if you're thinking about buying this for your 13-year-old kid, I would recommend not doing that. I wanted to give you sort of a glimpse into who I really am. Not that I have the worst trucker mouth, but you know, I curse from time to time. Most of the people I know do. So there are some curses in the book and some adult content. Let's put it that way. Yes. Yeah, there's a story about my penis. I have some friends here who don't want to be on camera, and they're like the chuckle patch to my left. Okay.
Great segue.
Yeah.
This is coming from Mary in Mantua, New Jersey. How did you and your hubby meet?
There is a whole story about the way Damon and I met in the book. And it was the most amazing thing ever. I'm not going to actually answer that question because the answer to it is in the book. I feel like I spent days working on this 10-page story to make it absolutely perfect and really sort of put you in the room where we met. But I'll just tell you this, it wasn't love at first sight, but it was love at second sight and big time. Like we both knew right then and there that it was meant to be. So it was really, it's my favorite story in the book, and I hope it's your favorite story too. It's a lot of people's favorite story in the book.
Okay, the next question.
Oh, I should do some signing. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, that is.
That's what I'm here for. Okay. Sorry.
The next question comes from Mary in Bella Vista, Arkansas. Will you ever get a brother or sister for Mary?
Oh, Mary? Let's ask Mary.
Should we
Mary?
ask Mary?
Do you want a brother or a sister? Do you want a brother or a sister? Yeah? What do you think, Mary? Mary? Brother? Do you want another dog in the house? Do you want another dog in the house? She's nuts. I mean, we probably won't, to be honest with you. She's looking for treats. Do we have any more on the table?
I think
She ate them all? Yeah.
She's a little piglet.
You're all done. I don't think we'll get any more dogs right now. I do a lot of work for New York Pet Rescue, as you probably know if you follow me on social media. I just don't think that our life right now will support another dog, in that we're obsessed with this one, and I don't know if we could obsess about another dog as well, because our heads might explode.
And I think her head might explode.
Her head might explode the most, yeah. Okay, I'm going to sign some books. I already signed this one for Veronica in Baltimore. So there you go, Veronica. One down. About 1,000 to go. Okay.
Okay, next question is coming from Leslie in Naples, Florida. And it's also about you, Mary. What do you feed Mary?
Mary eats freeze-dried raw chicken, because it's okay that it's raw because it's been freeze dried. There's no bacteria in it. A brand called Stella and Chewy's, and her treats are hand baked by local artisans in New York City, and she drinks filtered water.
He's not kidding.
Crazy. This is for Lori.
Okay.
In Dallas. Hi, Lori in Dallas. Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
This question is coming from Victoria in Reading, Pennsylvania, and she asks...
Reading, no? Is it Reading or Reading? Oh,
Sorry,
doesn't
Victoria.
matter, Jane. Doesn't matter.
Who cares so what?
Who cares?
You have helped me pick baby shower colors, decide to make foam boats or balloon ducks to float birthday money down the creek in, like things I've tagged you in. Is this always you, or do you have people chime in for you on Facebook?
It
This
is
a great question.
100%. I'm going to look in this camera and tell you, honest to God, it's 100% me on all of my social media all the time. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all me, all the time. If I've ever answered you, it's me answering you. I've never had an assistant do it. I'm not on Snapchat because I'm too damn old for Snapchat, but I'm not doing it either. I'm not doing Snapchat. Jessica, this is for you. Jessica in Cincinnati. Okay, go, next.
Next question.
I love this, by the way. I love it.
Next question is from Jacqueline in Glen Burnie, Maryland. How do you remain grounded given your celebrity? Great question.
I'm married to a psychologist. That'll help you stay grounded. Also, my family and friends are really not impressed by me, quite frankly. They're not, I mean, they like me and all that, don't get me wrong, but they're not impressed with my celebrity. You know, they sort of like me for who I am as a person, not necessarily because I happen to work on television. And also, I'm super picky when it comes to my friends. Like, I don't have a lot of celebrity friends, so I don't get caught up in it. You know what I mean? Like, celebrities are cool. They're mostly nice people, but I certainly don't pursue people to become friends with them just because they're famous. Like, that's something I don't do. So I spend a lot of time with this one and my family, and that keeps me really grounded. And this is for Mary in New Jersey. Go.
Are you ready for the next one?
Keep them coming.
Okay. This comes from Christy in Troy, Michigan. What is your most memorable moment from 2016?
Oh my God, what's the answer to that, Damon?
I don't know. There were so
Christy,
many.
I don't know. Now we're making bad TV. Let's pass that for now. We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to you, Christy.
Okay.
This is from Emily in Fort Mills, South Carolina. What have you found works best as far as limiting yourself with food, alcohol, etc.?
All right. So I talked about this on the Chew recently. I don't know if that aired yet because sometimes we shoot out of order. But last January, I gave up because I was finishing writing this book. So I moved down to Miami for the month of January and gave up alcohol, sugar, red meat, and caffeine.
Barrel of fun.
Yeah. Here's my advice. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Not fun at all. I could barely stay awake for like 3 days. The first 3 days I detoxed. So I would say when it comes to limiting yourself, you got to step down a little bit. Don't go from like eating fast food every day to eating like rice cakes with jam. That doesn't work in your life. You're going to be miserable. But I needed to sort of detox. I needed to get it all done with. I felt a ton of energy after I gave up all of that stuff. I felt really good. But if you're looking to sort of give up stuff, do it a little bit at a time. Like even give yourself like 3 weeks to give up something. Like don't just like give up one little thing in 3 weeks and then 3 weeks later give up something else. That's what I think you should do. What do you think about that? Good?
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I'll tell you sugar. That sugar's the one I'm gonna give up next. All right, this is for Chelsea. I'm signing right now for Chelsea in New Jersey. Okay, go Dan.
Okay, this is Suzanne from Redding, California. I adore you on the Chew. How did you get interested in cooking, and when did your interest start?
So I basically taught myself how to cook by watching Food Network. I was just kind of, like I would watch Ina Garten and like watch her and like be like, I want to be Ina Garten someday, so I better learn how to make a chicken. And then I would cook a little bit, but when Damon and I started dating, we really stopped going out to dinner so much. We stopped going out to restaurants and bars, and so we would just mostly like stay home and cook. And so that was about 12 years ago. So about 12 years ago, I really, really, really got into cooking. And then I became a good enough home cook to like hang with Simon and Batali and Hall, right? Right? Okay. I'm signing now for Anne in Pasadena. Okay.
And the question is coming from Claire in Houston, Texas. And she writes, what is your favorite comfort food?
Oh, I love macaroni and cheese, girl. Love a macaroni and cheese, like a big bowl. So what I will do is I'll make a bowl of macaroni and cheese, or like sometimes order it in from Bubby's, which is down the block, and put it, oh, I got a dog hair all over me. I'll put it like the bowl on my belly, like just right in this chair, and then just watch TV and just, you know how you just like, you don't even have to, you just shove it into your mouth, like from the bowl. You don't need to chew it. It goes in and in the belly.
Okay, ready for the next one?
I am. I'm signing for Stacy in Colorado. Okay. Yes.
This is from Georgette in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And she writes, since you've given up mammals as food I know would never give up, a food I know I would never give up. I'm sorry, Georgette, I'm mangling your question. Wow. Let me try that one more time. Okay.
You're not even drinking.
I'm not even drinking.
I am.
Since you've given up mammals, what is your go-to dinner?
Chicken. I've become chicken's worst enemy. Really, not even funny. Like if you're a chicken and you see me, run away because I will eat you. Like that's because it's not that I like killing chicken. I feel sad, but I need protein. I just can't. I mean, so I eat a lot of chicken. Who is that? Evan Rachel Wood from Westworld. She looks amazing. Watching the Golden Globes, just so you know, if you've got that on. Oh my God. If you have not watched Westworld, it's so good. And Evan Rachel Wood is gorgeous. And Mandy Moore looks incredible. It's all about the deep V this year, I guess. Okay, Mandy Moore, incredible. She's on This Is Us. I once saw her in person eating at Bubby's. We were just talking about the macaroni and cheese from there. Once saw her at Bubby's. I was like, Mandy Moore. God only knows what I'd do without you. I love that song. I feel like I'm hyper-manic right now. Oh, Stormy from Texas. I'm signing hers now. Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay. Next question comes from Dorinda. Oh boy, another tough one to pronounce. From Blountville, Tennessee.
Okay,
I hope
love
I got that right. You are so talented.
Did you see that? That was like an eye roll. He just rolled his eyes at me. It bugs the out of him that I'm as talented as I am, doesn't it?
No.
It bothers you.
You know what you caught? It was, she put 3 exclamation points.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know how to
emote.
Emote 3 exclamation
You're
points.
so talented! Yes. What was her name?
Dorinda.
Dorinda, thank you, Dorinda. You're very sweet.
Now that you're done writing a book, what's your next project going to be?
Oh, Dorinda girl, I don't know. I don't know what's next. Whatever happens, happens. This is my life philosophy. I don't have any plans for anything. Oh, that's traffic outside. I was like, who the hell's phone is that? Yeah, so I have no plans for anything. I mean, I hope I'll be doing the Chew for a while longer, and maybe I'll write another book. Sounds good? Does that work? I'd like to write for TV. That's what I think I'd really like to do.
And there's a great...
Yes. There's a script in here. I wrote a sitcom script. I put it in the book.
It's laugh out loud funny.
Thanks,
I
doll.
promise you.
All right. I'm signing for Shannon in
Okay.
Lompoc, California. Have you heard of Lompoc? Lompoc. Okay, Shannon, here we go.
Okay. Are you ready for Angela's question from Waterloo, Illinois?
Are you kidding me? I'm excited about that.
What is Mary's...
Waterloo!
What is Mary's favorite treat?
Mary's favorite treat is anything she can get her little hands on. She likes lamb lung.
Oh, it's like crack.
She's great. Have you ever seen this dry? It smells disgusting.
It's
repulsive.
Yeah.
But it's lamb lung. It's like freeze-dried lamb lung. She will go crazy for it. There's a little shop around the corner that they give her lamb lung, and she every day goes right for it. Even when she's not. Oh, she even knows if you've been in the vicinity of lamb lung.
she can smell it on you.
She can smell it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. The next question is from Deborah in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I loved your What Not to Wear show. How did you go from a dressing people show to a cooking show? I love both shows and never miss the Chew.
The Chew. Next time I'm going to pay for a real host to do this with. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And I ask questions for a living.
You do, yes. David's a psychologist, if you're just tuning in. He asks questions for a living. So let's just tell everybody, if they're just tuning in right now, I'm doing a live signing. You can order a copy of my book. I will write your name in it for you, and if not not during this hour, I'll do it tomorrow or the day after, and we'll ship it to you wherever you live in the United States or Canada or in the world. And we're also watching the Golden Globes red carpet, so I'm kind of commenting on that from time to time. But mostly, I'm answering questions. So if you order a book, you can ask a question, and I might answer it. And we're also going to make a phone call, I think, to somebody, right? Somebody's going to talk live on the air at some point in the next 35 minutes or so. So get on it, people. The link is right above us. How are we doing over there, Mary? We good? Yeah, everybody's good. Okay, great. Just checking. We have 2 Marys in the room.
Yes. We still have the question that I posed.
Oh, yeah, what was it?
From Deborah.
Oh, how did I go from a dressing show
To a cooking show. And she loves you on both of them.
Thank you very much. And that's Deborah from Tulsa. I got to get to Tulsa one of these days. So I did What Not to Wear, and then the publishing company that did this book, which is called Gallery, they're part of Simon & Schuster, years ago, I was like, I want to do a book. And they're like, what do you want to do a book about? And I was like, I want to do a book called Freakin' Fabulous: How to Dress, Speak, Behave, Eat, Drink, Entertain, Decorate, and Generally Be Better Than Everyone Else. So I did that book, and that book did really well. And so one day I was on The View, and one of the executive producers of The View had read Freakin' Fabulous, and he was like, I loved your book, Freakin' Fabulous. We're doing another show called The Chew. Would you ever be interested in doing another show? And I was like, yeah, call my people. And then they did, and then I did a little chemistry test with the other 4 hosts, and we all got along really well, even though we didn't know each other other than Mario and Michael, and that was that. So, yeah, good question.
Great. Okay, I love this question, is from Marie in Englewood, Colorado.
Marie!
Why are you so adorable?
Oh!
Everyone loves you.
That was the question?
That's the question. Why are you so adorable?
Oh my God, I try so damn hard. I try so hard. I don't know. You know what makes you adorable? Not realizing how adorable you are. I feel like when I was in high school, I know that for a fact. When I was in high school, I was a complete and total dork. I didn't have very many friends, but the friends I had in high school, I'm still friends with today. And
many of them are in the book.
And many of them are in the book. And that's what I think sort of helped me become who I am today. It's like, if you're popular in high school, sometimes you sort of peak in high school. I knew that I had not peaked, so I had a lot of work to do. All right, thank you, Marie, though. I appreciate that. You saying that, I really do. I'm signing now for Martha in Quincy, Illinois.
Okay, and the question is a little bit of a long one, but I think it's a good one. Comes from Michelle in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I imagine being famous is like being a kindergarten teacher. All the kids calling on you, needing something, and at some point you just wanting to shrink into the woodwork, hoping it's June soon, and your kids have become more independent. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by it? To me, when I watch you, you seem like a genuinely nice guy. Is it hard to meet new people and have them become part of your inner circle, or is it easy to spot the groupies and the fakes?
That's an excellent question.
Yes.
Because I never sort of see myself as a celebrity. First of all, I've got to say that. I really just don't, because I never really wanted to be one, so it's hard for me to sort of, oh my God, Blake Lively? Gorgeous. Okay. And Ryan Reynolds? Also very handsome. Okay, so, and there's Pharrell Williams in that hat. I'm not sure I love the hat, to be honest with you, but I like him. Okay, so I never wanted to be a celebrity, and that's why I think that I don't see myself as one. But yes, you know what the hardest thing for me is, because I said before, I do all of my own social media, and that's a lot of people to be dealing with. I mean, on Facebook, I've got like 535,000 likes or whatever you call it. And a lot of people ask me questions, and I want to be able to answer all of them, but I literally could not answer every question, or I would never leave the dining room table. I would just be there all day answering questions. So the pressure is on in that regard. So sometimes I feel like I want to connect more, but I can't. But which leads me back to the book. I mean, part of the reason I wrote this book was to connect with the people who've watched me on TV for all of those years. It was like, I've been a private person pretty much since I started doing What Not to Wear. Like, I've avoided celebrity for a long time. And then I started to feel like I was not sharing myself enough with the people who were sharing themselves with me on social media. Like a lot of people will tell me their life story on social media, and or they'll tell me their concerns, and I felt like I wanted to give back. If that sounds a little bit corny, but that's kind of why I wrote the book, is to connect with you. Okay.
I don't think that's corny at all.
Thank you.
Yeah. The next question is coming from, Lori in Capitola, California.
Never heard of Capitola.
I've never heard of Capitola. You've done TV shows about fashion and looking your best, and food and entertaining. If you were free to do another different show, what would you most like it to be about?
Good question. All right, before I answer that, I'm signing to Bo in Kentucky. So Bo, if you're watching, this is for you. B-E-A-U, Bo. Okay, I like the name Bo. I would like to be a Bo. Now, I'm going to also say one thing about the Golden Globes that's happening right now. Kristen Bell looks incredible in black plunging neckline. Again, it's all about the cleavage this year. And the other thing is, I just saw Nicole Kidman, and we just watched The Hours last night with Nicole Kidman.
Amazing.
Amazing. And she had a lot of fake hair in, I think, though. Okay, so all right. So the question was what? Do another different show. What would I want it to be about? To be honest with you, I would love to do another makeover show because I love doing makeovers. I did one called Love at First Swipe for TLC. Not enough if you watched it. Thanks. So it got canceled, but I'm not going to blame you for that. I'll blame the lack of promotion by a certain network. So I would love to do another makeover show. I like the idea. I would do a decorating show. Like, that would be fun. You know what? I don't know. Like, if you have a show that you want me to host, call me and I'll consider it. That's how I feel. Like,
Sounds
it's all good. Okay.
Yeah. This is coming from Cassie in Oak Harbor, Washington.
Cassie. The name of my favorite character in my favorite Broadway show, played by Donna McKechnie in a chorus line. God, I'm a dancer.
Okay, go. My husband will be 33 next week. I keep telling him he's too young for faded, light-colored dad jeans.
He's way too young.
But he's drawn to them like a moth to a flame. He would like to know, is there ever an acceptable age, time, place for these jeans?
Nope, none. It's acceptable if you are a 65-year-old, businessman who's like, I feel like I see them in the airport all the time, like.
With like white sneakers?
White sneakers, yeah, dad jeans and a white sneaker. No, he's 33. There are so many jeans in the world for 33-year-olds. Like, get yourself some cute jeans. Also, if your butt does not look good in your jeans, you're wearing the wrong jeans. And I'm telling you right now, his butt looks terrible in those jeans. I haven't even seen him. I know his butt looks terrible in those jeans. So tell him to lose the jeans. And then you tell one of your friends to be like, oh, Hal, you look so handsome in those jeans. And then they're like, oh, I look handsome in my jeans. Men are like dogs when it comes to training them to wear the right thing. It's like they want some treats. Like, they wear the clothes that you want them to wear, and then you give them treats by like telling them how handsome they are, and then they do it again.
It's conditioning.
Conditioning.
Yeah, classical conditioning.
That's what a psychologist would call it, conditioning.
Okay, so we have a phone call. Are you ready for a phone call?
For real?
It's Tommy? Duh.
Well,
Sorry, Tommy. It's Tommy from Rhode Island.
Tommy?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Did you find us on Facebook Live, or did you find us through that LiveSigning.com link?
Well, you posted on your page.
Oh, yeah.
And I clicked on that, and then I signed up last night.
Awesome.
I read the book last night, and
Well, thank you.
then I went through your Facebook page to the link. I followed the link.
Am I entertaining you at all tonight?
Always. Even with the messages that I post and send you on Facebook. But my question was, where did you get the picture of the bird? Like, is there a meaning to the picture on the book?
Is the meaning to the cover, the picture of the bird.
Yeah,
So,
the cover, yeah.
So the cover of the book was chosen because we didn't really know what to put on the cover, because I didn't want my face to be on the cover, because I wanted to make sure everybody knew that this wasn't a typical like celebrity memoir, that you go into the bookstore, you see like all these celebrities' faces on books, and they're all kind of the same. But my book I felt like was really different, and the publishing company Gallery thought it was different too. Like, it was more like a an essay collection. And so we just looked at all these different photos. And then when we saw the bird, we all were like, that's the cover of the book. That face, it's sort of like a slightly judgy, puffed up face. And so it was like the perfect mood, and that's why we chose the cover. And also I do mention birds a little bit in the book because I'm pretty convinced that birds can't see me because they sort of fly very close to my head. This is a very weird thing. Like most of the time birds avoid people, they fly right at my face, and then at the last second they like dart away. Damon's nodding his head. Totally true. Jackie's, it's crazy. All my friends are like, what is up with you and the birds? So anyway, I hope that answers your question.
It's because you're trying to channel your inner Tippi Hedren.
Yes, my inner Tippi Hedren. All right, thank you so much, Tommy. It was Tommy, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, awesome. All right, thank you, my dear. Have a good night.
Okay,
Thanks for buying the book. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, can we just do this every night of our lives?
It's so fun.
I love this.
And so does Mary.
Mary.
Yeah. Okay, you ready for your next question?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. This comes from Deborah in Rotterdam, New York.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Rotterdam. What's that country?
Netherlands?
Yes, the Netherlands.
Right. How hard was it to actually gather your thoughts and ideas to write a book?
Oh my God, that was Debbie?
That was Deborah.
Deborah. I'm going to call you Debbie. I'll tell you, it was hard. Oh my God. So I started writing this book, I think almost 2 years ago. And I would sort of write an essay on the weekends every once in a while. But like I was so busy that I couldn't sit down. Like by the time Saturday came and I was like, I should really write something, I was too exhausted to do it. And I was also like, I don't know what to write about. The book started out as a collection of embarrassing essays. Like that was the idea. I was going to do like 12 essays about embarrassing moments that I had in my life. And then I wrote like 4, and I was like, I'm really not that embarrassed by any of these things. And so I kind of expanded it to things that were embarrassing, things that were romantic. Anna Kendrick is on TV right now. She's gorgeous. I love her. She's hilarious. Golden Globes I'm watching, by the way. And so it was really hard, so I had to take the month of January off last year so that I could just focus on nothing but writing this book. And I'm glad I did, because I think some of my favorite essays came out of that month of January last year.
I agree. Okay, the next question. She's a little...
she's crazy.
She's crazy, but she's like trying to upstage you.
She is. She is upstaging. You want to give me a kiss? Making out with Mary.
Are you ready for
your breath? Oh, that's terrible. You need your teeth brushed.
Okay. Next question comes from Cynthia in Lake Ridge, Virginia. Hi, Clinton.
Hi, Cynthia.
Who cooks, you or Damon?
Okay, so here's the deal about that. I taught Damon everything he knows. Damon, you know I did.
You did not.
I did too, about cooking. So, but we both cook together. That's the honest truth. We cook together, but when Damon cooks for me, I'll teach Damon how to do something. Like I taught you how to roast a chicken.
You did?
And then he perfected roasting chicken. Like now he's got it down to a science. Yeah. So Damon kind of takes the recipes that I give him and makes them even better, which pisses me off, except that he only does like 3 or 4 dishes. You don't think that's the truth? Are you saying I'm lying right now?
Yeah,
a little?
Maybe just stretching the truth.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, we cook together.
We cook together. Yeah. That's the answer to your question. Yeah. We cook together.
Yes. He's got very strong opinions.
Just in general.
Okay, the next question comes from Michelle in Rockford, Illinois. What are your top 3 things you would like to accomplish this year from your bucket list?
Oh my God, I don't really have a bucket list. I kind of want to get back into shape. That's my goal for 2017, is like losing the 15 pounds that I put on the chew, going to the gym a little bit more, and I'd like to speak better French. Why are you laughing at that? Oh, yes. So getting in shape and speaking French.
Oui,
that's what we're gonna do. And then I forgot. My friend Jackie, who's sitting in the corner over here.
Peanut
Gallery Jackie. So we're watching the Golden Globes. Some of my friends don't want to be on television, which I totally understand. It's cool. But Jackie's holding up a sign that says magnet, to tell you that we made these magnets that you can put on your refrigerator. They're the book, just sort of shrunk down. And the book cover is kind of awesome, and so you can put this on your fridge. And it's a gift with purchase, a GWP. That's what they call it in the biz, a GWP.
Okay, ready for your next question?
Yes.
Okay. This comes from Catherine in Cresco, Pennsylvania.
Catherine, what's up?
What can we expect next from Clinton Kelly? Maybe watching you pre-show for your Golden Globe nomination.
Ah, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Can we get that happening?
Yeah.
Somebody. I don't know what's next for me. This is the way I live my life. Universe, put something good in front of me, and I'll take it. And then if something good happens, then I take it. Do we have more? Are there more pages of people's names that we could sign? I like the idea of personalizing. Okay. Here we go. Thanks, Mary.
The next question comes from Amy.
This just in. Okay. Yeah.
The next from Amy in Kentwood, Michigan. Do you ever find yourself singing your musical hit, "She's a Crazy Turtle Lady, She's a Crazy Turtle Lady"?
All the time. Would you like me to sing it now? Who asked that question?
This is Amy in Kentwood,
Amy,
Michigan.
this goes out to you. She's a crazy turtle lady. She's a crazy turtle lady. She's a crazy turtle lady. She's a crazy turtle lady.
I wish I could harmonize with you.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that.
Next book
Next
signing.
book.
Amy, get back to us. Yeah.
All right, I'm signing for Shelley in, what is NB? Oh, is that New Brunswick?
Oh,
Canada.
Canadian, eh?
Canadian, Shelley. My book is a boat. Stories of get it? My book is about stories of my life. Okay.
Okay.
Canadians, I hope you know that I love you. I love Canadians.
Yes.
I do. We have
Totally.
lots of Canadian
We have
friends.
lots of Canadian
Sometimes when I
friends.
make fun of Canadians, I do it in a jokey way, and I feel like all the Canadians are in with me, but sometimes they yell at me on Twitter.
Oh, they shouldn't yell at
They
you.
shouldn't yell.
We
I
love
love
them.
Canada. We love them. We love
Yeah,
Canada. Okay,
sure.
great.
Okay, the next question comes from Sharon in Newburgh, Oregon. What first got you interested in cooking?
The Food Network, like Ina Garten's show, Sarah Moulton's show.
Didn't you used to watch like Jacques Pepin and
Julia Child. Yeah. I think that's what got me interested. Also, my mom is a good cook. She does good Italian food, like makes a mean lasagna.
You write about her chicken cutlets.
I write about her chicken cutlets in my new book. I hate everyone except you. Okay. All right. So Shelley, signed Shelley's book. I just misplaced Shelley's book. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay, you ready for your next question?
Yes.
It comes from Karen.
Karen.
In Bryant, Arkansas. First of all, I have to say, I love you, Clinton. And
Thank you, Karen.
That's all in caps.
Okay.
That's where that came from.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay. And my dream is to meet you one day.
Okay.
My question is, if you could invite only 4 celebrities to dinner, who would those 4 be? Mine would be you, of course, Anderson Cooper, Barry Manilow, and my favorite designer from Brighton Collectibles, Tom Clancy.
Hey, if you're inviting us all over, I'm there.
Sending love and hugs and wishing you a fabulous 2017.
Okay. I would say Olivia, my favorite guests from the Chew have been Olivia Newton-John, as you know, my favorite, Jo Beth Williams, Vanessa Williams, Andrew Rannells is great, and Sutton Foster is awesome, Kristen Chenoweth. And then we would all sing.
Sing musicals.
Sing musicals. That would be awesome. Let's make that happen. I'm going to make a few phone calls.
Yes,
Okay.
done.
All right.
What a great question.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
signing for Kathy now in Fort Myers, Florida. Okay.
Oh, this is sweet. This is from Elizabeth M. in Central Islip, New York.
Oh, I'm very close. I grew up in Port Jefferson Station.
Yes.
Not too far from Central Islip.
And she writes, don't have a question, just have to say I adore you. You make me smile.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that was who?
That was Elizabeth M. in Central Islip.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And I'm signing now for Mary in Bella Vista, Arkansas, which is awesome. Arkansas is one of the 10 states that I have not been to.
I've never been there either.
Yeah. Let's have a trip.
Okay, great question from Laura in Sun City Center, Florida. She asks, you seem so well balanced. He is. How do you manage your public and private life responsibilities?
You have to give them both time. It's like you can't. I used to say, I remember being in my 20s, and I remember saying in New York, you can't have the big 4 in New York City. You can't have the career, you can't have the body, you can't have the relationship, and a social life. I really do believe it's impossible to have all 4 of those things. Great body, great social life, great relationship, great career. So you have to make sacrifices somewhere. I've sacrificed my body. Oh, there's Chrissy Teigen. And hey, Chrissy. She's not in the house. She's on TV at the Golden Globes. Hey, Chrissy, I tweeted you. You didn't tweet me back. Okay, thanks, girl. Okay, great. So she looks amazing. She always looks amazing. She's so beautiful and she's crazy, but in the best possible
You've had a great
crazy
rapport
way.
with her.
I love her, Chrissy Teigen. Yeah, she's probably dealing with this stuff. That's why she didn't tweet me back. What was I saying? You can't have it all, but you have to prioritize what you want the most out of life. And so what I wanted most out of life is a great relationship with Damon and my family. That's first. And then second comes my career. And so that's how we do it. We just balance it that way. Like nothing comes before us, and my career is important too. Yeah. And I sacrifice my social life and my body. Okay, Victoria, this is for you in Pennsylvania. Well, I think we answered a question from Victoria.
Okay, this question is from Amy in Rio Rancho, New Mexico.
Rio Rancho.
Do you have a go-to gift for a housewarming party?
I like, you know what I like to give people when you go to their house is anything that they can use the next morning. Because you know it's like when you throw a party, you got to the next morning you got to clean up. You're like, I don't want to cook anything for breakfast. But Liz Simon, Michael Simon's wife, sort of taught me this, like the idea of giving somebody like a little breakfast something, like some nice scones for the next morning, so that they can just make a cup of coffee and have a delicious scone. I think is a really nice thing to bring. But I also like cute little cocktail napkins are always useful. I like sending flowers the next day. You don't feel like you have to bring something to somebody's house, but if you don't, then the next day you should send a little something. So flowers the next day is also nice. Okay.
Okay, next is Patricia from Lakeland, Florida.
Okay. Patricia, what's up?
What hours do you keep with all that you do? How do you get through the day? Thank you in advance, my Long Island iced tea.
That's the first time anybody's ever called me that. That's awesome. What hours do I keep? I'm up pretty much before dawn. Mm-hmm. I'm up every day about 6, sometimes 5, because I can't sleep. But I go to bed at like 10 o'clock every night. So I try to get a solid 7 hours of sleep, whether I go to bed at 10 or 11. Sleep is important. But somebody recently asked me, like, how do you do all of the stuff that you do? And I said, even if I sleep 8 hours, that leaves 16 hours in a day to do awesome stuff. Uh-huh. Like that's a lot of hours to do awesome, great things. So I try to take advantage of all those hours.
Yeah. Okay, so we have another phone call. Are you ready?
Oh, we do? Okay.
This is Vanessa. I can pronounce that. Vanessa from Louisiana.
Vanessa, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Do you have a question for me, my dear?
I do. If you could interview anyone, dead or alive, who would be the person you would love to interview?
Oh, wow. You know what I'm going to say? I am really curious how Hillary Clinton is dealing with life right now. You know what I mean? Like I am just, yeah. I want to hear, like, what, are you depressed? Are you like eating your feelings? Are you watching a lot of TV? Like, do you ever want to run for president again? I'm dying to know how she's doing. So I think that would be the first interview that I want to do. And then somebody dead. Damon's asking me to ask for about somebody, think about somebody dead. Who would I want to interview that's dead? The great Damon, thanks. I can't think of any dead people right now, but I'm going to say Hillary Clinton. Okay, I hope that is.
That's great. That's interesting.
It would be an interesting interview, right? So, well, anyway, thank you for calling. I hope you love the book.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good night.
You too.
All right,
bye.
Bye. Thank you. This is fun. Okay.
Evidently, I make great television or Facebook Live when I stump you.
I know. Why did I can't?
Have you come? Wait, we should.
Who would I say?
I don't know.
All right.
I feel like
let's keep it moving. Yeah. Keep it moving, Damon. That's your job here tonight. Come on. There we go. I'm signing for Renee in St. Louis.
Okay. This is Tara from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Renee, I'm giving you an accent mark over the first E, whether you have one in your name or not. Okay. All right.
Okay, this is from Tara.
Tara!
In Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati.
Whenever I host a sit-down party, I can never get all the food on the table by the time I want. What tips can you give me to get everything on the table in time?
When you're having a dinner party, make stuff ahead. Ina Garten has a great book called Make It Ahead, and it's fantastic. So do the kind of stuff that you could like just put in the oven to heat it up, and then a salad. Like, so don't go crazy when you have dinner parties. Seriously, it's not worth going nuts over it. Because when you're nuts in the kitchen, your guests are like, oh man, she's nuts, and they don't have fun. So have a good time. So do things like lasagna, stuffed shells, like you can do turkey that's been like sort of sliced and in the gravy. This Ina's book is great for that. And so you could just serve one of those hot dishes that you warm up and then have a salad on the side. And if you want, you make the dressing ahead of time, you put the salad ahead of time, and then just toss the salad at the last minute and put the food on the table. So having a successful dinner party is really about doing work well before your friends and family get there. Okay. Thanks for your question.
Okay.
Right. I'm signing now for Linda in Washington State.
Okay, and this question, you're going to love it, comes from Cynthia in Ridgefield, Washington.
Okay, another one. 2, I signed for Washington, and this is Woodinville, Washington. And we're going to where?
Ridgefield.
Ridgefield.
Do you allow Mary to sleep with you?
Yes. That's the biggest mistake we ever made in our entire life.
It really is.
No, I love her so much. Come here, Mary. Come here, sweetie, come. All right, so Mary is 13 pounds. And she does sleep on the bed, and she takes up the same amount of space that a 300-pound man might take up. So yeah, it's like being in bed with a 300-pound man, because she's got to be like pressed up against you. She also goes like horizontal. She sleeps horizontally rather than vertically, so she takes up a lot of space. But it's kind of worth it because I love the damn thing so much.
Okay.
Great.
Here's another question. This is from Terry in Tega Cay, South Carolina.
Let me see. Tega Key, I think.
Tega Key.
Maybe.
Tega Key. Terry, my apologies. That's Clint's mom's name.
We call it Te.
Where's Mary? Does she know she lost out to a bird?
Yeah, we didn't put your picture on the cover. Sorry, Mary. She does not know. She doesn't care because she can't read. But don't tell her. Don't tell her.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell her. Yeah, one of these days maybe I'll write a book. Yuck, dog gets to hear the worst. That was like Lucy on Peanuts, right? She doesn't Lucy hates dog breath? Yeah. Okay, I'm getting hot. Okay, I'm signing now for Emily in South Carolina. Okay. Is anybody watching this? Are people watching this? A lot of people are watching this. Okay. All right, go.
Okay.
I'm making a fool out of myself on the internet. That's all right.
Well, we can keep going past 7:30.
Yeah, whatever we want to do. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just have a little bit of love. This is from Maggie in Knoxville, Tennessee. Not a question. Just miss you and love you. Can't wait to read the book.
Thank you. Why do you miss me? You can watch me on the Chew, on ABC every day at 1 or noon, depending on where you live. But thank you. You missed me on What Not to Wear, I think. If you missed the beginning of this little broadcast, I talked about What Not to Wear and how it was 10 years, 10 long, long years that at times were amazing and times were absolutely tedious. And I wrote about it in the book, and it's a story that I like because I wrote it as a letter to you. That's the only way I could get that story out was to imagine you a fan of What Not to Wear, and I'm sort of writing you a letter to explain what was going through my head during that time. So when you get to that page, it's called Dear Fanny. When you get to that page, it's for you. Okay, everybody who liked What Not to Wear. Signing for Suzanne in Massachusetts.
And the next question comes from Olivia in Victor, Idaho.
Olivia, my favorite name.
Is it?
For a girl.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's your favorite thing about Mary?
My favorite thing about Mary is it's not her breath, I'll tell you that, because I've got it all over me now. My favorite thing about Mary, she's just awesome. She's always up for adventure. Like, she just wants to be doing something all the time. So if you want to go for a hike, if you want to go for a snowshoe, I mean, if you want to go to the store, like she's always, or on the subway, she's like, let's go do it. So she's always up for fun.
And she'll stick her nose in just about anything.
Well, sometimes it's really gross, which she'll stick her face in. But we mean this mostly by like if you're taking a walk through the woods and you see a hole in the ground, or you see a hole in a tree, or a hole in like a rock wall, And like you'd be like, I wouldn't even stick my finger in that because you don't know what's inside of it. Mary will stick, boom, whole head goes right in there. And it's like, one of these days something's gonna pop out and spook her, but who knows? Okay, signing for Amy in Kansas now.
And the next
Kansas, another one of the 10 states I have not been to.
Oh.
Okay.
And the next question is coming from Diana in Millville, New Jersey. Why did you stop eating meat all of a sudden?
I had really high cholesterol, and I started taking some medication for it, and it was giving me really bad dreams and putting me in a bad mood. And I didn't think it was worth being in a bad mood all the time, so I decided that I had to make changes in my diet. And mostly, I don't like the idea of factory farmed meat. I just don't. It really depresses me. So I do eat some meat from a local farm in Connecticut because I've seen the way the cows are raised and where they live, and I feel better about eating a little bit of them from time to time than a cow that was like living in an awful life somewhere in a factory. So that's the honest truth for that. Yeah. But my cholesterol came down 15% just by making changes in my diet. So it's still not where my doctor wants it, but it's better than it was. Okay, I'm signing this for Denise in Hayward, California.
And the next question is coming from Sherry in Spokane, right?
Spokane, yeah.
Spokane Valley, Washington. It's a good question. As a plus-size, 55 years young law enforcement captain, what's the best way to tell if trends or styles, clothes and hair, are too young looking for me?
Okay, this is a complicated question, okay? So first of all, you should wear things that make you happy, okay? That's number one. But also, you gotta be careful of doing too many trends from top to bottom. That's really important. And when you are doing trends, you should be careful of don't do trends from head to toe, always pair them with a classic. Another thing is, after a certain age, I'm not going to tell you exactly what that age is, but after a certain age, you don't want to be too sexually revealing. I always tell women, you don't lead with sex after a certain age. You want to give the impression that you're a woman who's not just all about her boobs. It's like she's got more to offer the world than just cleavage. And so beware of the trends that are just too young or too sexy. But if you want to participate in any trend, do it with something classic, like a great pair of dark wash jeans, or a classic black blazer, or just a great classic black pump. And that way you'll show everybody that you are participating in trends, that you're modern, you know what's going on in the world, but it won't look like you're trying too hard. Okay.
Great.
Did you know that, Damon?
No. I did not. I learned something new.
Okay, I'm signing for Christy now, but she spells it Kriste in Troy, Michigan. Okay.
Okay, and the next question comes from Cindy in Blowing Rock, North Carolina.
Blowing Rock.
Boxers or briefs? Hey, it worked once before.
I have a wardrobe of underwear. I've got boxers, briefs, boxer briefs, and sometimes I don't wear anything at all. I feel like whatever mood I'm in, I'm covered. Right now, it's a boxer brief, I think. Let me think about this, but yeah, I think it's a boxer brief. Want to see? Just kidding. Okay. Janice, this one's for you. Janice in Ontario.
And see, another Canadian. We love Canadians.
We do.
And this is a question from Christy in Syracuse, New York. What's your favorite thing about The Chew?
Oh my God, my co-hosts, no doubt about it. My co-hosts on The Chew are awesome. They're just really special human beings. There's a story in the book about The Chew, which is actually not my favorite. It was my least favorite day ever on The Chew I write about in the book. Let's put it that way. My least favorite day ever on The Chew I wrote about in the book. But I mean, that was one bad day out of 1,200, I think, awesome days at work. So they're incredible people. I love each and every one of them. They're all unique and hardworking, and we're like family. It's weird, that I didn't know any of them, and now I can't imagine my life without them.
Good question.
Suzanne in Reading. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so the next question is from Deb, and I may need your help pronouncing this one. Zelienople, Pennsylvania?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
It does not exist.
You are so crafty. So do you actually do crafts for your home and parties? And if so, what's been your favorite?
I started out as a mosaicist or a mosaic enthusiast, I guess we should say. And that's where I started getting all crafty. I make mosaics. Damon's seen me in the house, like with cut shards of glass everywhere downstairs. I'm like, don't come downstairs, there's glass everywhere. So those are the kinds of crafts I mostly do. And I started also crafting because I would see things in stores and I'd be like, that's $1,000? I could make that for $100. So that's how I started making stuff. And if we have parties, I'll do like little party favor stuff. And I like making, my favorite crafts are like Christmas ornaments and stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay. I'm signing for Claire.
And answering a question from Patricia from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Pat, sup, girl?
How do you find time to do all you do? Are you a clone? Seriously, do you ever just have to crash? I believe that they can power large cities on the energy you generate. What do you do to relax?
I hang out with this guy and Mary to relax. I like to, I've always felt this way about like the 8-hour workday. I feel like if I'm going to be working for 8 hours, I might as well be working for 10 or 12 because it's like, what's the big deal? It's like, I'm there, I'm doing it, you know? So what I do for the most part is jam everything into like Monday to Thursday, like just get as much done as I possibly can. And then like on the weekends, really kind of take it easy. Like we'll go for a hike, we'll play some tennis, or we'll just like do nothing. There are days that I literally just need to be at home like, yeah, and you've seen me like that. It's not cute.
I have.
It's not cute. Up in Connecticut, sometimes I don't shower for like 3 days, and I just sit there like this. Like I'll be like on the porch, like looking at the birds, drinking wine. Yeah. But when I'm doing stuff, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm smelling. Yeah. Damon's like, you kind of smell. Might want to take a shower. You know, you might have used the word homeless.
Maybe once or twice.
Okay. Georgette.
Okay.
A lovely fabric.
You also, I wanted to say this about you. You also get more done in the first hour and a half of the day than anybody I've ever met.
I do.
It's outrageous.
It's like get up before everybody else, and it's amazing. When you start sending emails at 5 o'clock in the morning, people aren't up, so they can't answer you back.
Yeah.
They can't respond. So it's like, you feel like you've accomplished a ton before people have even gotten out of bed.
Okay. Next question comes from Heather in Caledonia, Michigan.
Caledonia. There used to be a British Caledonia Airways. Did you not know that?
Like an airline?
Yeah, before your time.
No.
I am British Caledonia.
Do you consider yourself a triple threat in fashion, cooking, and crafting?
I do. I'm just threatening in general. Yeah. You know, I kind of can do all those things.
You kind of can.
I can. Not a lot of people can, but I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a quadruple threat. What were the other things? Cooking,
crafting, and fashion.
I might have another skill.
You can sing.
I can sing.
Yes.
She's a crazy turtle lady. She's a crazy turtle lady. Okay, this is for Angela in Waterloo, Illinois.
Okay, next question is from Lisa in Cary, North Carolina. It's not a question.
I know Cary, Indiana. Cary, Indiana, Cary.
Too excited to think of a question, but I hope you know how inspiring you are to so many different people.
Thank you. Who was that?
That was Lisa.
Thank you,
Cary.
Lisa. I appreciate that.
Okay, the next is from Rebecca in Dayton, Ohio. Who was the best conference caterer at Danford's in the late 1980s?
What? It must have been Rebecca. So Danford's, I used to work at a restaurant, for everybody who's doesn't know what I'm talking about. So I was a bus boy.
And you write about it in the book.
And I write about it in the book. It's in my book, my new book, I Hate Everyone Except You. So I was a bus boy at this restaurant called Danford's. And there's a long story about how Damon is related to the people who own the property that Danford's on, you know, the dock. That's in the book as well. So yeah, I busted my hump as a busboy, waiter, and then even like a wine captain for a little while at Danford's. So anyway, hey Rebecca.
Yeah.
What are you doing in Dayton?
Ohio.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't even made a dent in these books. What are we up to? Yeah.
Just got at 700.
No?
I've signed maybe, 50, and I've got 700 more to go. Okay. Keep them coming, folks. Keep them coming.
Okay. You ready for your next question?
Yes, go.
It's from Kelly in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Okay.
Where did you get your did you get your inspiration? Your personality is so friendly on TV and in person. Just such a fun man, and was wondering where you get the energy and inspiration. Big fan, love your attitude.
All right, what was this? Whose name was that?
Kelly.
Kelly.
Like
Kelly.
your last name.
Let me tell you something. Am I looking in the right camera? I'm mostly been looking here. Is that the right camera? No, doesn't matter.
Following your eyes.
You're following my eyes. All right, Kelly, I'm talking to you in this camera. I'll tell you where I get the energy from and the inspiration from. All the people in my life who are negative are no longer in my life. So if people are, if they make you feel like crap and they bring you down, just say goodbye. Find a way to get them out of your life. Stop returning their phone calls. Stop returning their text messages. Eventually they move on and they start bugging somebody else. When you surround yourself with people who are good, positive human beings who love you for who you are, not what they can get out of you, then your life all of a sudden turns around and you are enthusiastic about getting out of bed every morning because you know that you're surrounded by people who are on the same page as you are. And now Emma Stone is on the red carpet. You know what the thing about Emma Stone is? She can look like a completely different person every single time, no matter what movie she's in. I feel like she looks like a different person every single time. She's beautiful. I love the dress. Another deep V. It's about the deep V this year. Go out and buy some deep Vs, people. I'm going to buy one.
Are you ready?
I feel like
this
is crazy.
Are you going to start rocking the deep V look?
All the way down. Look, why did you tell me I'm covered in dog hair?
Because you keep picking her up.
Literally covered in dog hair. This is gross. I'm a mess. Welcome to our home. Okay, all right.
The next question is from Joni in Benbrook, Texas.
Joni!
I have a varied collection of scarves. How many is too many? Thank you for being such a delight.
Thank you for saying that. How many is too many? I don't think you can have too many scarves, really, if that's your thing. I would say though, just be careful about like that being your thing. You know, like you don't want to be scarf lady. Like everybody's gonna know you as the lady who has 100 scarves or whatever, 300 scarves. That might be too many scarves. My only piece of advice to you, I would say rock your scarves if you love them. But my advice would also be to sort of like expand your horizons a little bit into something else, so you're not like pigeonholed as she's a crazy scarfy lady.
Okay, next question.
Yes.
It's a good one. From Jennifer in Loveland, Colorado.
Loveland.
Who is someone that has inspired you recently and why?
Damon inspires me every day to be a better human being. That is very true. Who else inspires me? Somebody did recently just inspire me. Obviously, wasn't inspired enough to remember who the hell they are. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to come back to that.
I'm touched.
The answer is Damon. Okay.
Okay, the next question is from Heather in Boyertown, Pennsylvania.
There are so many towns I never knew existed.
Yeah, right? What do you most like about all of your job ventures?
I most like the people I work with and getting feedback from people like you. That's really important to me. Like that's what I love the most, really. I think is really knowing that I'm making a difference in people's lives. That's the honest truth. The only reason I was able to do What Not to Wear for 10 long years was knowing that I was really making a difference in people's lives. Like women were saying to me, like, I watch your show with my mom and we love having that private time together. Or they would say like, I watch your show and I feel so good about myself now. Like that's what gets me through it. When people say that they like one of my recipes, that really it makes my day. It's like, oh, I tried your chicken, it was awesome. I'm like, that's cool. You took my advice, you made some chicken, you fed your family, and I love that.
I think you write about that in the book too, about how everybody should be told by a perfect stranger, I love you.
Yes, that's the thing. So I walk down the street every day and somebody will just be like, hey, Clinton, I love you. And I feel like everybody should know what that's like because it's really kind of sweet. I mean, if we all went around telling each other that we love them, like life would be a better place, you know? The world would be a better place. So why don't you just tell a random person that you love them? Wouldn't that be amazing?
It would.
I'd be like, dude, I love you. And he'd be like, punch me.
Okay, next question is from Julie in Poynette, Wisconsin.
Another town I did not know existed. Poynette.
What personality trait do you have that you are most proud of?
I think I'm proud of the fact that I get shit done. Sorry about the curse word. Oops. I follow through on things. You know what I like about myself? I like the fact that I have been able to manifest great things in my life by like putting it out there. Like I feel like I'll say like I want to do this and I want it to be a positive experience, and then I do that and it is a positive experience. Does that make sense? Is that a good answer?
I think so.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, next question is Carrie from Farmington, Arkansas. If you could do one thing over again, what would it be? I think I know how you're going to answer that.
Really?
Yeah.
Whisper in my ear.
No.
Come on, I don't know the answer.
You don't look back.
Oh, I don't look back. That's right. So the answer is there's no answer to that question because I really don't look back.
You don't?
Like I have no regrets really. Like there are a couple little regrets here and there, but for the most part, I'm focused on the here and now, and I think about the future, and I really don't think about the past all that much because there's nothing you can do to change it. And what happened, and it got me to where I am today in the world, which is a good place, and I'm happy about that.
Okay, next question is from Dawn in Spring City, Pennsylvania. How do you manage splitting your time between New York and Connecticut, and does Damon come to New York when filming?
Damon's got an office in New York City. So Damon's a practicing licensed psychologist with an office in New York. And so he's here for his work and I'm here for my work. And it's just too far of a commute for us to live in Connecticut. So we do spend our weekday here and on our weekends in Connecticut. So, but we usually go together. And the dog, Mary, always wants to be in Connecticut more than anything else. All right. I am sweating like a farm animal. Is it hot in here?
It's hot.
It's not
we've
hot?
Also,
These lights, holy
we've
cow.
Also, it's 7:40. So
it's 7:40, okay. All right.
So how much longer
what do you want to do?
For?
All right, guys, look, here's the deal. We've been doing this I'm going to look in this camera now. We've been doing this for a while. We started an hour and 10 minutes ago. It's been awesome. I could probably do this again sometime, but not tonight because this is getting to be a lot. So if you want to, now is really the time to go to that link and order my new book, I Hate Everyone Except You, because I can personalize your book and sign it for you if you order from that link tonight. But once we stop doing this, that offer kind of goes away because I've got to go on book tour. So anyway, make it happen, people. Okay, just how about we say 3 more questions?
3 more questions?
Great.
Okay, let me pick some good ones. Tell them who you're signing for.
I'm signing for Michelle in Illinois. Here you go, Michelle.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be up probably until about 3 o'clock in the morning signing these just for the
record.
record.
You're doing Good Morning America tomorrow, so.
I'm doing Good Morning America tomorrow morning, so that's going to be a problem. Chris Pine, what do you think about Chris Pine and the big beard, Damon?
That's a big beard.
That's a big beard.
Yeah. I'm a Chris Pine fan.
Yeah, I like Chris Pine too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This is from Diane in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania.
Diane.
When did you know that you made it? What was your first big purchase?
Have I made it? I still feel like I haven't.
Where am I?
I still feel like a failure on some level. What was the first big purchase was the house in Connecticut, I think. Yeah. I remember I was so broke for so long. I was broke. I had student loans up the wazoo and I had credit card debt up the wazoo, and I never ever thought that I'd get out from underneath debt. And so when we bought our house in Connecticut, I was like, wow, I can't believe that this happened, because I really, for the longest time, thought it would never, ever happen.
Okay, the next question is from Christine in Dove Canyon. I'm sorry, Christine. In Dove Canyon. It is written
It
Dove.
could be Dove, yeah, sure.
But Dove.
Sometimes you go to a canyon to dive. So
that's right. This is Dove Canyon, California. When you're feeling tired and worn out from the busy week, what's your best suggestion for a pick-me-up?
Gin and tonic. No, it's really not. I mean, I like a gin and tonic, don't get me wrong, but I would say a pick-me-up, the best pick-me-up. You know what it is? When you go to the gym, you're always like, I hate going to the gym. I hate it. I don't want to go. And then you go to the gym, and then you're like, I'm so glad I went to the gym. I feel better now. Okay, we're winding down. That's the second to last question. I'm signing for Carmen now. In Reno, the biggest little city in the world.
Okay, here's a great one. This is from Annette in McConnellsville, Ohio.
Okay, go Annette.
What is your favorite story in the book?
My favorite story in the book is the story about when Damon and I met. And it was really probably the most important night of my entire life, and a really special moment. And
Mine too.
Some people who read it said they started to cry when they read it. Yeah, some
I got all the feels.
You got the feels?
Yes.
So it's a book full of feels. So I
Yes.
hope. Anyway, so we're gonna start wrapping things.
It is a book full of feels and belly laughs.
Right? That's kind of what I wanted it to be. So anyway, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much for buying my book. I hope you love it. It really is kind of funny. At least that's what people tell me. And what else do I want to say?
It really is not just kind of funny. It's hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And it's beautifully written and it's effortless to read.
Thank you, Damon. I paid him to say that. No, I really didn't. Anyway, so wait, Mary, want to say goodbye? All right. Say goodbye, Mary. Scratch. Okay, bye everybody. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thing. So I'll be signing books, and then I'll be answering questions.
We're going to take 3 phone calls from some lucky winners.
So just like if you stood in line for hours and hours, this is your chance to have a second with Glenn and ask him questions.
We're hanging out again. We are live here at Franklin Entertainment in the office, kicking it. Hi, guys.
I'm going to sign as we go, and you can buy, and we will ship this right to you. And we're also answering questions. Do you have any questions over there?
How does one get on The Bachelor? As a seasoned comedian, do you ever completely bomb anymore? And if so, how do you deal? Oh, I have the best bombing story.
What's the most satisfying snack to eat while wearing sweatpants?
Have you girls ever thought about writing a book all together about your teen mom journey?
What inspired you to write about the things you write about in this book?
What is it like partnering with your sister on a business?
What's the most amusing question you got as press secretary?
Sean from California, you're live.
I would love to know what your favorite story that you covered for Inside Edition is.
I'm wondering, what do you do for you personally to recharge and refresh yourself?
I wanted to know what it was like seeing the stash plan for the first time when it was like a book and you had a copy of it.
I think I started crying, actually.
You did. You got emotional.
I
had like pure happiness. It was a wonderful moment.
This is great. I hope I get his voicemail. I think this is actually the wrong number, but anyway, I was looking to buy a used Vespa. It was on Craigslist. It was a purple 1973 Vespa. It was missing the seat.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Trump. You just made my year.
So thank you guys so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your days. I hope all of you that asked so many questions get some sleep.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Bye.
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 Thank you for watching, folks.
Thank you, everyone. LiveSigning.com.
Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.
I believe this is as close to a hard wrap as I'll ever get, and this is as close to doing home shopping as I'll ever be.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm going to go get drunk.
Is that how we end it? I spilled water. I'm losing my voice. Mwah.
Are we selling books, by the way?